I don't know what we'll call this. But
Dicking around, I guess.
we'll find a name for it. Because, or maybe something in the fact that we're almost whispering. We might name it that.
Yeah.
Because
We have to be quiet.
yeah, if David didn't have a job or whatever.
None of this would happen. We could already be done.
But David is next door, working, air quotes, and everything. So we have to be a little bit quiet. So Travis is editing the vlog from Pikeville Comic Con.
Which I was actually surprised it was alright.
Pikeville Comic Con was surprisingly good, yeah.
My
I
expectations
don't say
were
that
low.
to, like, insult them or anything. I know, but it was a surprise. Mainly
Honestly.
because it was their first time doing it. We're in, I mean, it's Pikeville.
Yeah.
This is Eastern Kentucky. I know there are a lot of nerds, but I didn't know there were a lot of, like, nerd vendors and artists and people who cosplay and all these things.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a nice surprise that that we could just do that. Either way,
do
that.
But yeah, it was fun hanging around people who have the same interests as us.
Yeah.
You know, some of the people that were around aren't from here.
No, they came in from further out. A lot
They
of
came
people.
in from places where there's actually stuff to do.
Yeah, which is surprising that people would come all this way, especially because depending on how far you come, travel isn't easy. That's
Nope.
one of the reasons that we haven't done as many larger things as we could, like because a lot of people. What do you do if you want to fly into Pikeville? You don't fly into Pikeville
No,
because
you
that
fly into
airport
Lexington.
sucks. You fly into Lexington or Charleston,
And you drive here.
and you got to drive still like an hour
It's like
or more.
2 or 3 hours at most.
So I can imagine not a lot of like big name guests would like, oh, what are you gonna do? Hop on a plane in LA,
Mhm.
fly those many hours to Charleston or Lexington, and then
Drive.
rent a car and drive or be driven another like 3 hours from Lexington. It's just not. It's not what it could be.
Yeah, I mean,
Which
unless it starts getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, which-
If it starts getting bigger and bigger, I highly doubt they'll have it in the expo.
yeah, we'll just have to find something else. Although speaking of, did you know that Williamson, West Virginia, is going to have a version of that?
Yeah, I found that out. It's like August 20-something.
Yeah, my mom brought home.
Look at this face behind it.
But,
My
yeah.
mom brought home one of those little pamphlets that said WillCon. Like, that is also gonna kind of suck. But I'm gonna go. Probably. I was looking. I can't remember where the Williamson Fieldhouse is. I've been to Williamson a bunch, but I just
It's like
blank.
August 20-something, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's on a weekend.
If it was,
I'm gonna
you
try
know,
to convince my boss to let me go for work.
But,
I mean, that's part of how I did this one.
oh yeah, but I want. I am going to go to Lexington again. The Lexington Comic Con.
I think I would like to go with you guys this time. Because
it's
last
gonna
time
be-
I didn't plan for it. If I had, I didn't have the setup going.
It's gonna be me, Nick,
Actually,
Morgan so far in
I
one
have.
car.
I didn't think about it. I was messaging a friend on Facebook about just the Pikeville Comic Con and all that because I don't know if he's already moved out that way, but he's going to like Richmond, Virginia for after college and everything. And he didn't get to go to Comic Con, so I was talking to him, and then I mentioned Lexington, and he said, it'd be convenient if you had friends that live there, and I do. I could honestly, especially if I can convince them to go too, I can sleep in their apartment.
Yeah, more than likely, me
gotta-
and
Well, I was gonna say they have a comfy couch, but I can't really attest to that. I didn't sleep on the couch. I slept on the floor. That was a day.
but more than likely, me and Nick
remember.
will split a hotel room for those 3 days, and then Morgan will probably stay there on an air mattress or
But-
go to his aunt's down there.
But I'm thinking if I can get like some of my Lexington friends.
Mhm.
I mean, they're vaguely nerdy, or even if they're not, they may just want to go because it's fun.
Mhm.
But I'm thinking about, especially because I hate driving in Lexington. If I'm gonna go to them, and they drive, I will honestly pay them. I will pay them to take me around Lexington. Because it's not, the traffic doesn't bother me.
It's just
as
there's
much as
so many
parking.
It's not even that. There's so many fucking one-way streets.
That does bother me. And I forget exactly where in Lexington. I know we sound like fucking hicks. What are these big cities like Lexington? But like there's one road in Lexington that I know like there are signs above the different lanes that change. Like one day these 2 lanes are going that way, and one day one of those lanes is going to come back. It changes on time of day based on like when they know traffic is coming. And I can't fucking stand it. It changes bother me to a deep level, because I got used to I learned to drive on the drive from Elkhorn City to Pikeville.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we lived, outside of Elkhorn by that shitty spa.
Yep.
That broke down. We lived out there, and we drove into Pikeville every day. So you give me curvy roads, I'm fine. You give me curvy mountain, like kiss your ass pinwheel curves, I'm great. West Virginia, I've never had a problem driving there because it's all just shitty roads and like turbulence. But Lexington, it's all orderly and people don't know how to drive.
They try to, they will be bumper to bumper.
Oh yeah, and I can't. It's too close for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, I drove into Lexington last time I was there to go see friends for a friend's birthday. We went out to a bar. That's a story I'm going to tell on podcast, because it's the first time I've ever gone to a bar. I've only been 21 for a few months now. It's not been very long that I've been able to go out somewhere and drink. And of course, I didn't drink before I was 21. I'm a good kid, obviously.
Yeah.
Wouldn't lie about that. But, but I'd never been to an actual proper bar before, and it's fucking awful.
Yeah, I've been inside a bar. It's not fun.
I don't want to shit on the place. It was actually a very nice place. It was called Two Keys in Lexington, and it wasn't bad. But the experience for me as a person did not go well. I don't like being around that many people closed in. I make fun of David for not being like, I don't like all these people. I made fun of him at the Comic Con actually. Mm-hmm. And Travis's mom told me to be nice, so that was nice. But no, I made fun of David, and your mom told me to be nice, and I was like, sorry. I curled into a little shame ball. But either way, like I make fun of him for not wanting to be around all these people. But in that moment, being like shoulder to shoulder with all these strangers and people I don't know, and it got so hot.
And it's just like most of them are drunk.
Oh, I mean, I was too, but I was uncomfortable. That was a vibrating controller on a table.
That was loud.
But like all these people I don't know, and it was really funny because I went with 3 female friends. One whose birthday it was. Mm-hmm. One who is engaged.
Yeah.
Her fiance was not 21 at the time. He is now, but he couldn't go with us. And another friend who just wanted to come.
Yeah.
And one of the friends, one who just wanted to come for fun, she met a guy, started dancing with him, so mainly just the 3 of us. Mm-hmm. And I was dancing with the birthday girl and the fiance, and people they walked up behind the engaged friend, saw her ring, and then looked at me, and then walked away. And I kept saying it like it was just some funny assumption, but I mean, realistically, you see someone with an engagement ring, you walk up, you see them with someone, you make an assumption. But at the time, it was really funny to me because I was drunk that people kept assuming that I was engaged to Danielle when they wouldn't even say anything to her. Mm-hmm. They would walk up like behind her as though to like start dancing and like maybe ask to dance or whatever. They see her ring when she's holding her drink, and then they just look at me. They look at the ring. They look at me. They walk away.
Are you that intimidating?
No, I think it was just that they just assumed it's not worth the trouble if she's already wearing a ring.
Is the camera recording?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a little like side podcast.
Oh, okay.
We knew you were editing, so I mean, if you want to jump in,
I don't even know what you're
Or
talking
you can play
about.
Lucy
this is
Ball.
just
I do actually want to play
this is
Lucille
just
Ball.
going to be like a little side podcast because
There's a
David's
rolly chair in here though.
yeah
Yes, there is.
yeah
no
there's up
chairs
there.
over there.
But I mean, David has to work,
Yeah.
being a loser, and this is just more content. This will be like dicking around or something. Or,
What's the subject?
there is no
No, we're just
subject. We're just kind
talking.
of going.
Okay.
It's about most of our podcasts.
Yeah, but I was explaining that the time I went to a bar and it was on. This was just a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago.
I haven't played
And it was
as
awful.
Lucio in a good while, mostly because I don't have
You may
Overwatch
want to
anymore.
pull forward. It's
Yeah, it'll pick me up. You know how loud I am.
yeah. I know, just where we came around the edges. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna really do with this, but we'll do something with it.
Now let's
We'll make
see,
David edit it.
No, I think I want to do this.
Let's see if somebody glitches in the characters like they used to.
It got quiet for a minute,
So-
but we're watching Travis play
Yeah, so-
Lucio Ball.
And from someone who's never played Overwatch ever, Lucio Ball is just Rocket League with Lucio, right?
Basically.
Okay, because I'm like, this is
It's
even
it,
the aesthetic is
it-
very similar.
it only comes back during summer games.
Okay.
Overwatch is a big. I mean, it's like you know how most games have like those events that happen every
Mhm,
now and again. So Lucio Ball is like the summer event.
Okay.
Hopefully they bring back the Halloween event.
I know that I watched videos of people doing the Halloween event and stuff like that. But
It's been so long since I've played. I don't remember. Your sensitivity is so daggum high, Zach.
I play McCree. I have to have it high.
He's an MLG,
And-
Major League gamer.
You can change it.
Got to put sensitivity on
Not
3,000.
right now. Maybe I have enough time. I don't have enough time. 'Cause I don't
Honestly,
even
this
know
just
what
this
it's like.
reminds me of Rocket League so much. David and I used to play it.
You'd be more than likely better staying at the goal because your teammates aren't staying at the goal.
We used to play a lot of Rocket League, like up at the Holler.
Do you guys own Rocket League?
I do on my PC, but it doesn't run very well. I could just pay $20 and get it on Xbox.
I have it on Xbox. If you
David
get it,
has
David
it.
would have
Yeah,
it.
one of us. I feel I may
Dude,
just.
I'm on goal. Get off.
I could just give him like $10,
Yeah, I mean,
or he gives me like we could work it out. We both.
because I've got
Share
Rocket
it.
League.
That was.
If
If it makes you feel any better, no one but us will see that.
Except for the other.
Well, and the
five
other
people.
team. You know.
you know what people used to do in Lucio Ball? Some of the most annoying things to deal with in this game. One is, so Lucio's ultimate attack
Mhm.
normally is he puts a shield, like a giant shield on everybody. And, it's great for keeping off damage and whatnot. In this game, he draws the ball to him when he uses his ult. So people will
stand in the goal and
Yes, they will stand, like the enemy unit will come in your goal and just stand there.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, if that's the way it works, that's an easy exploit.
The other thing, though, however, which
I'd used to wait till he would shoot the ball and knock their goalkeeper out of the goal, so they
that was
wouldn't catch it.
another really annoying.
Stand on the side and just
I mean,
fuck them out of the zone.
I'd only do that if they started doing it.
But the other really annoying thing is people found like a little glitch exploit type thing where whenever you would load in to the game, if you mashed the change hero button,
Which is
whatever
your
it was,
extra square, or whatever it is
it
on
would
PC.
randomly change you to a hero that was not Lucio, and would effectively mean you were a damage dealing character.
So you could just
in
kill
a-
the other team.
in a game mode where you can't deal damage. So yeah, like I've
I'm
got.
assuming there's no respawn because they don't expect you to die.
Oh no, there's
Oh,
a
there is
respawn. Like
it's just-
they'll bring you back, but it's
Okay.
like I remember I played with an enemy had a bastion inside their goal in turret mode, and we couldn't do anything. And then Blizzard was like, you know what? Screw everybody that did that. You all are banned.
I mean, I feel,
Hey, achievement.
yeah. Oh, how was that? Oh, I guess your teammate did it first.
Yeah, this God, if I play another round of this, I need to change.
You're doing really well though, even though you're complaining about the sensitivity. Like that's you're doing good.
It's just it's getting used to it, and being back as goalie because I used to play goalie.
Where'd that go?
I think it bounced off the top.
Yeah,
It bounced
but,
off the head. But
More than likely, I'm gonna have to drive down to Lexington.
Oh, come on, guys.
I'm not
it's right
looking
there.
forward
Come
to
on.
it.
yeah, and the fun part was I was going to Lexington, which I don't like to do, but I was bringing my friend Chris and I to Lexington,
Watch this. I scored this.
and I was going to our friend's apartment, but they recently moved, and they didn't. They were just gonna. We met up about halfway at Red River Gorge. We went swimming in the river. It was really fun. And then they were all just going to get in their car and head on their way. I'm like, wait. I've never been. You just moved. I've never been to your apartment. You didn't tell me where it is. I need one of you in my car. Because I know how to get to Lexington. But I didn't know where I was going. And they were just going to let me wander. So I had to steal one of my friends. I was like, Ryan, you need to come with me. Because I don't know where the hell I'm going.
Yeah.
We did eat at
That was
Miguel's
gonna be
Pizza.
to me.
Have you ever been to Miguel's?
Nope.
It's on a lot of those like lists online of like the top 10 places in Kentucky you've never heard about. And normally I fucking hate those lists. They're stupid lists. But it's on a lot of them. It's Miguel's Pizza. It's at Red River Gorge, and it was pretty good. It was not
I knew it was
deserving.
gonna happen.
It was not deserving of like all the praise that it gets, but it was very good. You ever had avocado on a pizza?
No.
No, because I think avocado is disgusting.
Well,
Yeah, I don't like
You've never had
avocado.
it grilled and on a pizza. It was amazing.
I'll stick to mellow mushroom.
Just go straight
I
to the
do
goal
love-
and use your super.
I do love mellow mushroom. It's a
the
good
heck?
place.
That's what I hate about Lucio Ball is like the ball will come towards you and you'll hit it away. But you expect if you're standing like this and the ball comes at you like this, you're expecting the ball to go this direction. No, it'll go whatever freaking direction it chooses. So even if the ball comes straight at you and you blow it back, it'll sometimes shoot off directly to your left. It's never fun.
So,
But yeah, Lexington Comic Con. I think I'd like to go, and I'd like to sleep at my friend's apartment so I don't have to pay for a hotel.
Of course, I'm gonna like myself.
And
well, I'm gonna like you, but
because I've never been. Pikeville Comic Con was the first Comic Con I've ever been to of
I
any
just looked
sort.
over and saw Zach's
Yes,
face.
me. Yeah, no, I've been glancing at it every once in a while. It's frozen on a good frame of Zach's face. But
yeah. But,
because I've never been, and it looks really fun.
it is fun.
And
That's
because
sad.
even if you don't really buy anything,
You had 3 gold medals.
there's a lot. There's a lot of expensive stuff there. I imagine. It's
Where?
just cool to go. Lexington
Comic-Con.
Comic Con.
Oh God, yeah, everything's so
like-
daggum expensive.
Depending on who I knew would be there, I'd probably save enough money for certain autographs, just meet certain people.
How much was your autograph for Charles? Wasn't it like 55?
To meet, you know who Charles Martinet
Yeah.
is, don't you?
Yeah,
to
I've
get
seen
to get a picture and an autograph with him was like $55.
Sean
But-
Schimmel was 30.
That's honestly, neither of those are bad.
But
Like
the
some
thing-
people have hundreds.
The thing to consider with Charles Martinet is I got 3 pictures with him plus an autograph. And when I say autograph, I don't mean just he signed Charles Martinet. I mean, he went into character and like he asked me, what's your name? I was like, I'm Travis. And he starts talking in Mario's voice as he's signing, and he's like, you are super Travis. And I was just like, oh my God, like my child's side is dying right now.
Because it's one of those things where I also want to get stuff for my dad because he's never been able to go either. A friend of his at some point went to a Comic-Con and got him a signed George Takei something or other photo, and it was awesome. Also, I'm blanking on her name at this exact moment, but in the old Superman movies, the one who played Lois
I don't know.
got a signed photo of her, and Dad was beside himself. It was just so cool, and I want to do something for him like that, especially because we've had that happen before. One of my high school teachers met Neil Gaiman and got a book signed by Neil Gaiman, gave it to me. I'm like,
Here, you take over.
that's amazing. How and why would you do that?
This is honestly destroying me.
But I'm impressed with it. And I'm pleased.
Left trigger shoots your blowback. Right trigger is now your punch. So right trigger is your melee. Right bumper is what triggers your super, your speed. That's the word I was looking for.
Super speed.
But yeah, I was like, Lexington Comic Con is super fun just in the sense of like finding the people to meet.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, at Lexington Comic Con, you know, Sean Schimmel was there, most known as Goku.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Martinet, Mario. Frickin' Steve Bloom was there, if you know who Steve Bloom is.
Mm-hmm.
He was there. I wish I could have met him, but his line was so daggum long.
Speaking of Goku, not to derail,
Yeah.
I was watching the U.S. version of a show called Shameless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because David's an asshole and he gets me hooked on things. And one of the guys in it looked so familiar. I'm like, who is this person? Who are you?
Was it
So
Sean Schimmel?
No, I IMDb'd, and
Oh, is he the guy who played the Evolution Goku?
yeah, I was gonna say, do you remember the classic Dragon Ball Evolution? He played Goku, which
man.
I mean, it's not his fault.
We need to make a podcast where we talk about awful movies like that.
Just bad things. David and I could go on for an hour on Fantastic Four.
Fan forced it. Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't pay money to watch that movie. It came on TV a while ago.
I mean, I watched it for free. I had a movie ticket from like Given Blood, I think.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I don't have to pay for this shit. But it was great. It was.
Oh, dude, like, I caught it towards the,
Do we know how long we've been recording?
no.
No, it's been a little while.
Well, I mean, the batteries on this are almost given out.
Oh,
I feel like we have. Oh, batteries on both of these are almost given out. That's amazing. I feel like we've done enough for a short little side podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
With me
That's,
coming in out of nowhere.
Yeah. Because David's a bitch.
yeah. He's being responsible with his job.
This is the anti-David
Oh, I wasn't
podcast.
looking.
But
I'm leaving.
we will sign off for this one. May do another one. Hell, we may do another one today. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's good enough for one episode of whatever the fuck we call this.
I don't know. David names them.
I don't know.
This is side awkward.
Side awkward.
Side
I don't hate that. We'll figure it out. Whatever it's named on YouTube, you'll figure out the
The
name
awkward side.
of. Awkward. Ooh.
The side boob.
Ooh. You keep saying side boob, and it's not. I don't think that's going in.